Welcome back. It's been a long time. So to begin with, let's just kind of do homework. So let's do the first homework. I'm going to pick a few. So the first one is this: 2x plus 3y is equal to 4. So the first step is to just find the GCD of the two coefficients, 2 and 3. What is the GCD of 2 and 3? William? 1. Okay. Now, and then we know 1 can divide, or 4 is divisible by 1. Then that means we have many solutions. Okay. So can someone give me just one solution, any x and y that can solve this? I want the simplest possible. William?
X is -1, y is 2.
Okay, that is pretty simple, but I want something even simpler. Naomi?
X is 2, y is 0.
Yeah. I think both are pretty simple, but I like 0 more because I don't have to do as much work. But both are the same, okay? Now, and then if you look at the notes, it will basically tell you what the solution is. It will basically tell you x is equal to 2, and then I think it says minus b plus b, which is 3, and then this t, and then y is equal to now 0, and then it's in minus 8, right? So it's minus 2. So then it basically says it is kind of 2 plus 3t. Y is equal to minus 2t. So you just handed the homework. I haven't seen it, but I assume this is what most of you got. Okay. Now, what I want to go through though is why this kind of solve the equation, not what the solution is. If you put 2 and 0 back to here, you basically said 0 plus 3 is 0 is equal to 4. So, excuse me, x is equal to 2. That is why they solve the equation, right? 2 times 2 is equal to 4. 3 times 0 is 0. So 4 is equal to 4. So what that equation essentially basically said, I want something that cancel out each other. If you look at what we got in the end, basically what we are saying is, well, I want 2 times something canceled out 3 times something, no matter what t is. So you could be, that's why I was confused about which plus and which minus. Because once you realize this is what the formula is trying to do, what is plus and what is minus, it actually doesn't matter. You could basically do minus 2t here. Actually, you cannot do it. Minus 3t and plus 2t. Because once you do that, 2 minus 3t is minus 6t. And then 3 times 2t is plus 6t. So when you remove the bracket, you essentially basically get this. Where this minus 6t and plus 6t kind of cancel out each other. And then because this 2 and 0 are one solution, so that's why you got 4. Okay. So don't try to memorize the formula. There are instances that you need to remember the formula, but this is not one of those. You basically need to understand you want to find things that cancel out each other. Now, the next question that I want to go through is, I want to say it's pretty embarrassing because when I look at Rafi's solution, Olivia's solution, they are way, way, way smarter than me. The second one I want to go through is basically this. 17x plus 19y is equal to 23. Again, first step, you do the GCD. 17 and 19 is equal to 1. And because 1 divide 23, so you know you have many solutions. Can someone give me the solution of x and y, if you still remember?
-2 and 3.
Yeah, x is -2, y is equal to, what is y again? 3, right? Okay. I want to tell you when I was preparing for this, I want to tell you what I did. Okay. What I did was something like this. Let me find it. What I did was something like this. I said, okay, y is equal to 23 minus 17x, and then sorry. X is equal to 23 minus 19y, and then divided by 17. So what I did was, I basically tried different values of y. I say y is, when y is 0, is 4. When y is minus 1, it is minus 15. And then minus 2 is negative 34, negative 53, 72, and so on. And separately, I wrote a table on 17, 34, 51, 68, 81. And then finally, when I hit 220, 289 on this side, 289 on the other side, then I found, oh, actually I found a solution. The solution was x is equal to 17, y is equal to minus 14. And then the rest is basically the same. Again, I'm going to stick with this, which is the much smarter solution. Using what the cancelling of each other, you basically get x is equal to minus 2. And then you want to cancel out the 19 times something. So you basically said plus 19t, and then y is equal to 3, and then we want to cancel that out, so it's minus 17t. And then t is equal to 0, plus 1, plus 2, minus 1, minus 2. Okay. Now, even though I did not do it in the best possible way, it took me 5 minutes. But at the end of the class today, I would have an excuse about why I chose that way, because in reality, if I'm using what you're going to learn later today, you actually didn't have to do any of this. You basically, I don't know how you kids kind of get the minus 2 and plus 3, but actually you don't have to try. There's a way to get to this answer right away. At the end of today's lecture, you will know, okay? That's my excuse about why I didn't find this, because I was trying to do the way that I somehow expected some of you would do. So let me see. We are still pretty good on time. So I'm going to try to do one more question. Here. So the last question I want to do is the homework 5. Now I understand in the homework 6, there's one that is about number of dimes, number of quarters, number of, what's the last one? Nickels, right? Or pennies, okay? But essentially it's basically the same as the question 5, except one is give you a meaning, the other one is just give you 3 equations. So this one is the question number 5. Again, this is essentially the same as question 6. Number of coins, and then the value of the 3 coins, where x, y, and z were the number of pennies, dimes, and quarters. Okay, but I'm going to go through this instead. So the way to solve this question is you eliminate one of the variable. So because you know this, left-hand side is equal to right-hand side on both of them, you basically say, well, I want to subtract it. Again, use the if you have not learned this before, use the analogy that makes sense to you. Let's say if you have a scale, and if you take equal weight on both sides, they will still be equal, okay? But the reality, what I do is I am subtracting this from this, and then I'm subtracting 31 from 41. So the right-hand side, 41 minus 31 is 10. And then on this side, x minus x cancelled out. 2y minus y is y. And then 3z minus z is 2z. Okay? And the next step is basically the same as the first two questions. Daisy, can you give me a solution to this equation? The simplest you can think of. What 0? Which one is 0? Y is equal to 0, then what is x? What is z? If y is 0, what is z?
10.
William?
Z is 5.
Yeah, z is 5. 2 times z. Yeah. Do you get it? Okay. So because of that, then this, again, using the cancelled out, you basically say y is equal to 0 minus 2t, z is equal to 5 plus t. I'll first take a pause here. Now, you put it back. You put this two number back. So on the left-hand side, you got 0 minus 2t. And then on the right-hand side, sorry, on this one, you got plus 2 times 5 plus t. I'm just checking the answer. So this is minus 2t, this is plus 10, 2 times 5, and then 2 times t is plus 2t. So this cancel out, so that's why this is 10. Okay, so that's why this is a solution. Let me just get a sign for this part of the question. How does everyone feel about this so far? Okay, so the last part is you basically put this back into one of the equations. Let's say if I put this, I substitute 3 into 1, then you get x plus y z is equal to 31. Again, what I do is, now I know what y and z is, and I am putting this back into here. Y, I replace it by 0 minus 2t. Z, I replace it by 5 plus t. So I got this equation. And minus 2t plus t is minus t, and then you got plus 5, and on the right hand side you got 31. And then the rest is you minus 5 from both sides, so this becomes 26, and this plus 5 go away. And then you plus t from both sides, so plus t. So the answer to this question is just rewriting it. X is equal to 26 plus t, y is equal to minus 2t, z is equal to 5 plus t, and t is 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2, etc. Any questions so far?
That question asks for positive solutions, so I don't think all those values of t would work.
Oh, the question asks for a positive solution? Oh, okay. Good point. I didn't read the question. So in that case, let's kind of work it out. So first of all, t has to be a negative number. Okay? And t probably can be, what is the most negative value, x remain positive? Let me try again. So we want to basically put the constraint on t so that all three numbers are positive. Okay. So on the first one, x would be positive if t is between t has to be greater than minus 25. And for the second one, the condition will be t has to be less than or equal to minus 1. And for the last one, I think the condition is t has to be greater than or equal to minus 4. So if you put all of this together, then that means t can only be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and minus 4. Is that the answer? So there can be 4 values of minus t. So if you put t equal to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and minus 4 into this, then you get the 4 set of solution. Thanks, Rafi. So, any questions beyond this? I hope that was the only mistake. Anything else? Any questions? No. Cool.